You look them in the eye. You shake their hand. You nod like a polite human being. And then, bam, 3 seconds later, it hits you like a rogue flying sock. You have no idea what this person's name is. It's vanished. Gone. Poof. Like your brain hit delete on the universe's most useless software update. You're still smiling, still nodding, still pretending you know exactly who they are. Meanwhile, inside, your brain is doing cartwheels of panic. You replay the last 10 seconds like a bad TikTok. Nothing. Silence. Just a mysterious blank where their name should have been.
You are not alone.
And more importantly, you are not broken. You are not rude. You are not developing early onset memory loss. You are not uncaring. What just happened isn't a failure of intelligence. It's a sophisticated unconscious mechanism at work. Modern neuroscience might call it attention deficit or cognitive load. Carl Jung called it something far more profound and, frankly, disturbing. He suggested that we don't forget by accident. We forget because somewhere deep in the shadow of our psyche, we decided not to remember. To understand why your mind discards a name while perfectly recalling a song you haven't heard in a decade or a stranger's face on the street, you need to stop thinking of memory as a hard drive. Memory is a gatekeeper. According to Jung, the conscious mind is a small island in a vast ocean of the unconscious. Everything that lands on that island, names, faces, numbers, needs permission. If a name doesn't stick, it's not because your brain is broken. It's because the gatekeeper threw it back into the ocean. So the question isn't, why is my memory bad?
It's,
why did my unconscious reject this person? The persona steals your attention. This begins with the persona, the mask you present to the world. When meeting someone new, your psychic energy, or libido, as Jung called it, is almost entirely consumed by maintaining this mask. Am I standing straight? Is my handshake firm enough? Do I look interested? Your ego is so busy performing that the name never reaches consciousness. The brain always prioritizes social survival over data storage. You didn't forget their name. You were the only person in the room. This is not narcissism. It's a defense mechanism. The more anxious you are, the heavier the mask, the deafer you become to the outside world. Forgetting as a form of unconscious selection. Jung proposed that interactions are not just person to person. They are unconscious to unconscious. Your intuition scans the room, micro-expressions, pheromones, energetic shifts, before you even speak. If your unconscious senses that a person holds no value for your life or represents a subtle threat, it won't tag the file. Think about it. You rarely forget the name of someone you are intensely attracted to. You rarely forget the name of someone who terrifies you. You rarely forget the name of someone offering a massive opportunity. Forgetfulness happens in the gray zone, the mundane, the polite, the irrelevant. Your unconscious is being ruthlessly honest. This encounter is temporary. Do not waste energy storing this label. Intuition versus labels. Some of the most empathetic, intuitive people are the worst at remembering names. Why? Because they absorb essence, not labels. John or Sarah tells you nothing about the soul standing in front of you. You remember their energy, their mood, their aura, their unspoken tension. The name is surface noise. You filtered it out to focus on the signal. This is shadow work in action. Sometimes a name triggers a subtle projection of your shadow. They are loud. You repress your own desire to be heard. They are arrogant. You fight your own inner arrogance. The mind recoils. Forgetting is a protective mechanism. Sensation versus intuition types. Jung noticed differences in cognitive type. Sensation types remember the tactile, the visual, the smell, the red tie, the cologne, the scar, but not the name. Intuitive types see the person as a concept, a potential, a pattern. Names are irrelevant. Patterns matter. Your brain prioritizes meaning over labels. The solution: conscious attention and symbolic memory. Jung didn't prescribe memory tricks. He prescribed awareness. Stop performing. Start witnessing. Move from persona to self. Direct your energy outward. Be genuinely curious. Treat the name as a symbol, not a label. For intuitive types, and don't remember the sound, visualize it. Turn rose into a red flower. Turn mark into a check mark. Now the unconscious remembers images, not letters. By giving the name psychic weight, you tell your brain, this is important, this matters. The deeper truth. Forgetting names is not a flaw. It's a survival mechanism of a complex mind. It protects your attention, your energy, your psyche. But chronic forgetfulness, that's psychic imbalance. You are trapped in your own internal dialogue, floating in abstractions. The cure: wake up, integrate your shadow, and re-engage consciously. Lower the ego. Witness the other. Treat every introduction as synchronicity. When you do, names stick effortlessly. Connection becomes real. Memory becomes a steel trap. Next time you meet someone, don't just say hello. Don't just nod politely. Take a moment, pause, take a breath. Let your chest expand. Let your mind slow down. For just a second, step out of the autopilot that runs your social interactions. Then look them in the eye. Really look. Not with judgment, not with evaluation. Just look. Notice the small details, the way their eyes shift when they speak, the way their energy fills the space, the subtle tension or ease in their posture. And while you do this, ignore your inner monologue. Stop rehearsing what you're going to say next. Stop worrying if your handshake is firm enough. Stop wondering if they like you, or if you're impressing them. Just observe, witness, be present. Now, shift your focus. See the human being, not the obligation. Names, titles, social expectations, they are all labels. They are masks the world hands us to keep things organized. But behind every label is a living, breathing person. Someone with stories, fears, dreams, and a presence that exists beyond their name. And here's a practical trick that Jungian psychology would love. Turn their name into a vivid image. Don't just try to repeat it in your head. Visualize it. Make it symbolic. Make it memorable. Transform Emily into a glowing candle, James into a jumping jack, or whatever your mind responds to. When you give the name life in your imagination, your unconscious mind finally says, okay, this matters. I will remember this. Remember this. You are not broken. Forgetting names is not a flaw. It's a feature of a mind that prioritizes essence, energy, and survival over labels. You are a complex, ancient machine navigating a modern world, balancing instinct, intuition, and social expectation all at once. But here's the difference between forgetting and remembering: presence. When you step out of the mask, when you lower the ego, when you move from autopilot to awareness, your memory transforms. You stop simply recording data. You start witnessing. You start connecting. And when you witness fully, names, faces, and moments stick effortlessly. So, next time you forget a name, pause. Reflect. Notice if you were distracted by your own performance, your anxiety, or your assumptions, and then choose consciously to engage. Bring your attention fully into the room. Treat the other person as someone who matters, because in that moment, they do. I want you to leave a comment below. Are you an anxious forgetter, someone who struggles with names when the ego is high? Or are you an intuitive abstractor, someone who remembers patterns, energy, and emotion instead of labels? I promise your answer tells you more about your mind than you realize. And if you know someone who can never remember your name, share this video with them. It's subtle, yes. But sometimes the smallest hint can make the biggest difference. The next time you meet someone, take a breath, look deeply, and witness fully. Stop forgetting. Start connecting. Start seeing. And remember, presence is the secret your brain has been waiting for.